Hey guys, good morning. I know I look really rough today, and this is just how it's going to be all day long. But I wanted to take a minute, and I'm going to do a bunch of photos, photo dump, and some videos and stuff from our couple days in Chicago with Haley's 8th grade trip. There won't be a ton of pictures of us. Just mainly because I try not to post a whole lot of my kids, and there are other kids in the pictures that are not my children, and I am not going to post children that are not mine anywhere on social media except for a couple on my personal page, and I know their parents personally, and I know that it's okay to do that. So with that said, there will be pictures of like the aquarium and places like that that you can see. So this is part one of our trip. I thought what I would do, since my content is mostly invisible disabilities, chronic illness, things of that nature, I would give you a rundown, and I'm going to do two parts. Day one, day two, just kind of so that this video is not super long for you guys. But so part one is for day one. We started out, we left the school at about 9:30. We stopped for lunch in Maryville, Indiana. For those of you who don't know, we are in Indianapolis, Indiana. So it's, 3.5 hours, whatever, depending on where you go from here to Chicago. We stopped in Maryville for lunch. That was pretty easy. Not really anything to tell you there. And then we went on to Chicago, and we went to the Gryffin Museum of Science and Industry. It was a pretty cool place. It had a lot of neat things to it, and I'll show some pictures. I think Andrew got a few too, so I'll have him send me those as well. But there were some pretty cool things. I shared a few yesterday, or Thursday, of that, but I'll share some more. And they, of course, had a section where they hatch baby chicks, and then they have the baby chicks. You know me, you know that was probably my favorite part of the whole thing. Even though there was a ton of cool things, that was still my favorite part because baby chickens. Duh. I'm still trying to talk Andrew into 5 more chickens because we can legally have 12, and I want 5 more. He's not so sure about that. Anyway, we're not talking about baby chickens. We are talking about accessibility with the things we did. So, at the Gryffin Museum of Science and Industry, I think that's how it is, industry and science, I think it's science and industry. There are a ton of stairs and walking, but at the same time, there are elevators, there are escalators. You can get to just about everywhere with an elevator or an escalator. So it is pretty accessible. There's also places for you to sit down. There's not a ton of places, but there are places that you can find to sit and rest and take a couple minutes if you need be. It is definitely, if you are going to visit Chicago and you are interested in, like science of things and industry, it is pretty cool. It was definitely something that I think the kids liked. I enjoyed it. Maybe if you go, pace yourself and don't do as much as we did. But we only had 2 days, so we had to like boom, 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 boom. So I would definitely recommend it. It is pretty, I would say it's pretty accessible for those with invisible disability or chronic illness, or even those with disability. So then our second stop was Navy Pier. And there is a ton of walking. It's just, it's not really something you can get around unless you don't want to walk all the way out to the pier, on the pier, and see all of that stuff. Which, I mean, to each their own. Some people don't want to do that. We did. They do have elevators up to the top where like the Ferris wheel and stuff is. The Ferris wheel does cost, I can't remember how much though. I think it was 20. Don't quote, I'm not going to say because I don't remember. We didn't do it. So, the good thing about Navy Pier, there are a ton of places, indoor and outdoor, that you can sit. We took several breaks because, of course, I struggle to walk a lot. So it was definitely worth it. There's food places. They are kind of pricey because, of course, what it is, you know, that's just the nature of it. And then, honestly, I would say, sorry, I wrote notes on day one, so I would remember what I was doing because I did not script this. So, I have to have notes or you guys know I will get way off topic, which I already am. Anyway, I would say Navy Pier is pretty accessible. There is a lot of walking. There are stairs. But again, there are also elevators. There's an elevator to get up. We walked up the stairs once because we weren't sure where the elevator was, but then we found the elevator and we went down. If you need the elevator, go inside where the food is and just walk towards the lake on the inside and you'll run into it and it's perfect. All right, so I would definitely say if you're going to be in Chicago and you can, check out Navy Pier. It is actually really gorgeous. If you have never been to any of the Great Lakes, any of those areas, they really do, all of them, especially Lake Michigan, look like an ocean. Like, it's as far as you can see. And I'll share some pictures later where you can see that if you've never been. Absolutely gorgeous and definitely worth it, especially since it's pretty accessible. All right, then we went to Chicago 360, which is in the John Hancock building, I think. If I said that wrong, somebody correct me. I'm pretty sure it's the John Hancock building, and it is really accessible. Like, there's an elevator that will take you all the way up. No issues, no real major steps. The only problem is, and there may be a way around it, there may be a way down. I'm not 100% sure, but I know that going down to get inside the building is some stairs. But I'm sure there's somewhere, some way to go around that. I just don't know what it is because we were with a group of people. So I wasn't able to really look into that, but maybe I can and see what I can find and let you guys know. The views are absolutely stunning. It is literally 360 degrees. You get to see all of the area, all of the views. I will share some of those pictures too, but it is absolutely gorgeous. Now here's the thing though. If you are afraid of heights, keep that in mind because you are going to go to the 94th floor. I am afraid of heights. Haley is a little afraid of heights, but we still handled it pretty well. We did not do the, there's a thing where you can, like, the windows go out like this and then back in. We definitely did not do that. It does cost extra to do it, but also we didn't do it because Haley and I are not, no. I won't even go walk across the glass bridge in Gatlinburg. And we all know how much I love the Smoky Mountains, but nope. You're not going to get me walking across. Nope. So anyway, I would say Chicago 360 if you can, like, if you have the money for it, it is very worth it. It is gorgeous and a great way to see all of the area. Part 2, I know this was really long, I'm sorry. Part 2 will be in a little bit, but we will talk about that. And I hope this helped a little bit with those of you who are maybe wanting to check out some places in Chicago and want to know how some things are as far as invisible disabilities and accessibility. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions. I am not oh my gosh, I can't think, brain fog. I'm not, I don't know much about Chicago other than what I just told you, but I'm happy to look into things for you. So feel free to ask. Love you guys. Bye.